Hello, Class 5-1 Orange Group. Mr. Waterman here with today's final language arts lesson of Term 1. It is Friday, July 22nd, 2022. Congratulations to a job well done, everyone. Just hang in there. We only have one period today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the grammar point lessons from yesterday and go into your last two grammar activities for today. So yesterday we started on page 71 and we started talking about present tense on page 71. Let's just highlight the points. We learned that a verb in the present tense tells what is happening now. We also learned to form present tense singular verbs that we need to add s to most verbs. We have to add es to verbs that end in s, ss, ch, sh, x, or z. And then finally, we learned that if a verb ends with a consonant and y, we need to change the y to I before adding es. Now for the activity on page 71, we had to read each sentence and we had to change the underlined verb in the sentence to the correct form of the present tense. Now, we did a few together. Number one, Esther Morris tried to change the law. We needed to change this to tries because remember, try is spelled T-R-Y. We cancel out that Y and we add I-E-S. Number two, Colonel William Bright. This should be agrees with Esther. Number three, Benjamin Cheeks postpones the discussion until the 4th of July, so adding S. Number four, Mr. Cheeks wishes he didn't misbehave in court. The word wish ends in sh. We need to add es to make wishes. Number five, Colonel Bright finishes his career in Washington, D.C. Finish ends in sh, so we need to add es. Number six, the professor piles the stones in South Pass City. We just add an S to the end. For the next one, 7, she remembers what happened in South Pass City. Remembers was spelled incorrectly here. We did not need that extra E. Number 8, the Secretary of State announces a change to the Constitution. 9, time passes before the United States Constitution changes. So passes, it ends in SS, we need to add an ES. Number 10, Wyoming gives women the right to vote before any other state. And these are your answers on page 71. After that, we had a look at page number 72, where we are looking at past tense and future tense verbs. Now, a lot of this is a review because you have been studying verb tenses, many of you, since you have been in this school since grade 1. Let's review the points on this page. So the first point says, a verb in the past tense tells about an action that already happened. Point 2, if a verb ends in E, we needed to drop the E before adding ED, as you'll see below. Number 3, if a verb ends in one vowel and one consonant, double the consonant before adding ED. Okay? So an example of that would be drop becomes dropped. D-R-O-P-P-E-D. Okay? Point number 4 says if a verb ends in a consonant and Y, change Y to I before adding ED. Okay? Point number 5. A verb in the future tense tells about an action that is going to happen. To write about the future, use the word will in front of the verb. Now, I gave you the first letter of the verbs that you needed to use in the blanks to make the activity a little bit easier for you yesterday, so you should have no problems with the answers. We did number 1 together, which was both men and women voted in elections. Number 2, women in Wyoming gained the right to vote. Number 3, she collected stones to build a memorial. And number 4, the government changed the Constitution. Okay, so remember, for numbers 1 through 4, we needed to write the past tense of the verbs in the box. You can see that I have crossed out, and I'm crossing out the verbs that I have used so far. Okay? Now, for the next part on this page, you needed to complete each sentence with the future tense of one of the verbs in the box above. We did number 5 together, which was, much time will pass before the Constitution changes again. It's always important to have that word will in front of the verb when you are talking about future tense. Number 6, many people will remember Esther Morris forever. Number 7, the mayor of South Pass City will invite the citizens to a dedication ceremony. And number 8, Esther Morris will serve as a judge in South Pass City. And just cross out all of the verbs, and that will make things easier for you. Okay? When you're finished with that, please go on to page number 73. In poetry, a line may not be a complete thought or sentence. A thought or sentence may break into 2 more lines. If a line of poetry ends with a comma or a period, the reader should pause. No pause is necessary if a line ends without punctuation. In many poems, each new line begins with a capital letter. For the directions, we need to rewrite the poem, punctuate it correctly, using commas and periods where necessary. Be sure to capitalize letters correctly. Next to each line of the poem, write whether the line is in the past, present, or future tense. Please listen as I read the poem. The windows, like eyes, will help all people see. You can't shut all the doors and call people free. People break through the glass to take back their rights and run out of darkness and into the light. Women, like warriors, fought for their votes, took back their freedom, and realized their hopes. All was well once Esther Morris went west. She had a vision to change the law for the best. Beautiful poem, really important, and tells us about how women had to fight to be able to vote just like men, which is something that was very, very important in the United States of America. Let's look at a few lines. The first line, the windows, like eyes, will help all people see. So we know will help. This is going to be the future tense. That's going to be the first thing we fix. Okay. Now, there's no punctuation at the end of this line. The next line begins with you, which should be capitalized. Let's put a period here at the end of this line. You can't shut all the doors and call people free. This is in the present tense. And we need to put a capital Y here for you. And we'll put a period here at the end of that line. People break through the glass to take back their rights. This is also in the present tense. And I'm going to leave the rest of this for you to fix on your own. Don't forget to rewrite the poem on the bottom. So what I will do is I will write a few of the lines. Good writing practice for you on the last day. It's a very good poem. One of my favorite poems to read to the students. Don't forget your full stops before you go to each line. And if you don't have a lot of space, remember, you can use your own paper. Okay, so I've written the first two lines out. You can continue doing this for the rest of the poem, and when you're finished with that, turn to page 74. More writing practice, good fun. Okay, it's proofreading. So please remember, a verb in the present tense tells what is happening now. A verb in the past tense tells about an action that already happened. A verb in the future tense tells about an action that is going to happen. Okay, let's look at a few examples. Present tense. I am making a language arts video now. Past tense. I made 3 language arts videos yesterday. Future tense. I will make more videos for my students in the future. Okay? Now for the activity, it says, rewrite the following passage. Change incorrect verbs to proper tenses. Correct any errors in capitalization or punctuation. Please listen as I read the passage. Esther Morris traveled by carriage to South Pass City. When she arrived, she thought, I will paid a call on Colonel William Bright. Colonel Bright was busy getting his beard trimmed, so she waited outside of the barber shop. After some time will pass, Mr. Benjamin Sheeks walked by and asked her if she thought South Pass City was a pleasant place to visit. Esther said that her vote was yes to that question. Mr. Sheeks was surprised by her reply. He said that women were not allowed to vote. Esther will smile and asked him why he had asked her the question if he thought she couldn't have an opinion. Times are very different back then. A lot of men didn't believe that women should vote. Sadly, in many places today, some men still feel that way. All right, now let's fix a few things. The first line, Esther Morris. Morris is her last name. That needs to be a capital M. Esther Morris traveled by carriage to South Pass City. If you look down here, you know that pass needs a capital P and city needs a capital C because that is the full name of the city. After city, there should be no comma. That should be a period. So I fixed the first line and I can begin writing it. Esther Morris traveled by carriage. Aren't you glad that we don't have to travel by carriage all the time anymore? Imagine how long that would take to South Pass City. Okay? And please don't forget to indent before you start writing the passage. When she arrived, she thought, I will paid a call on Colonel William Bright. Paid is in the wrong tense. Because it's future, it should be will pay. Okay? And then we can just write that line. When she arrived, she thought, and don't forget those quotation marks in there, I will pay a call on Colonel William Bright. Okay. Last line that I will do with you. Colonel Bright, capital C for Colonel, was busy getting his beard trimmed, so that should be waited outside of the barber shop. Okay. And I think that you all are very good with finding the mistakes in these activities. We have been doing them together all semester long. So, after this, I will have you continue and do the rest on your own. Waited outside. Of the barber shop. Okay. When you finish going through and correcting the passage, just stop at page 74. Do not do anything else. Remember, I have not assigned you any summer homework. There is no need for you to work ahead in the activities. If I see that once you have returned, you have gone beyond page 74, I'm going to take that grammar book away and give you a new one. So please do not do anything past page 74. Please review pages 65 through 74 this summer. When you come back to school in the fall, you will have the verb tense test on page 75, on pages 75 and 76. That is it for today. I wish you all a very happy and healthy summer vacation. Please take care of yourselves. Help your families take care of each other. Please stay safe and healthy. And I look forward to seeing you all in class again at the end of August. Okay? If you have any questions about today's activity, just send me a message on Class Dojo or an email. Take care and be safe. And again, I will see you in September or end of August. Bye-bye for now.